Alright, here we go. In this video I'll show you how I would gear a cast damage taken character if I were to start over completely. I will use 30 Exalt's budget. I've already gotten some items so far. A Hardbound Loop that I bought for 2.5x, and this one I got for 4x yesterday. And then I got this Megalomaniac. This Megalomaniac has Blessed Rebirth, so I'm going to use this and not Anomalous Summon Skeletons. And I'll probably actually use level 21s, so we will have a really easy time getting to 3580 damage for the cast when damage taken procs. And yeah, I hope I can make an Omniscience build, which is why I've already got these pretty good rings, right? So let's see how it goes. Voiceover time. So I bought one Hardbound for 4x, which I already said, I think. And I get another one for 2x, 2.5x. Yup. That's a Hardbound with the right stats. Then I get the Megalomaniac for 1x. There are several like this with like 3 decent stats. I got a pretty cheap Annihilating Light for 3x. It was just listed. Lucky. Got these gloves for like 70x, 70c. And a pretty decent helmet. For the ward pieces I pretty much only looked for decent ward, and maybe if they were already pretty much done that would be better for me. I got a Sacred Orb for the helmet, and I think the first one didn't go all too well. Basically almost no increase, 165 to 171, yeah. So I'm getting another Sacred Orb later. We convert some X to some C, get another Sacred Orb. And this time we are more lucky, 182, that's good enough. Get some of the blue currency to roll some items. I'm going for the correct stat here right away for like cold exposure. Yup, there we go. Get an Eldritch Exalted Orb and hope we get lucky, and we do get lucky. We hit big resistances. Then I roll the Implicit on the helmet and buy some Divines, I think, for the gloves, for the boots, something like that. And then we roll the boots with the Chaos Eldritch Orbs. Get a bit unlucky here, have to spend several. 3 times unlucky. Buy some more orbs. And even more, I think I had some left over at the end. And there we go. Good enough. Right, the boots were pretty bad, Divine, so I try to get some more. And there we go, craft strength on, as well as on the gloves. Then we get a Jewel with Storm Rider and a Prismatic Heart, and Anomalous Minion Speed. So I will come later to that. I bought some different to dust jewels, but I'll explain it later. Got a pretty cheap Skin of the Loyal. Balbalas have increased in price quite a bit, from like 25c to 40c. The replicas as well. Get a pretty cheap Olroth for 3x, that was just listed. Dispelled for pretty much nothing except the 20% reduced charges. Then the Quicksilver, you could probably craft it yourself, but I just bought it for 1x, as well as the Silver Flask. I just didn't want to bother crafting. Now for these I just put in 5c. A pretty good Flask Duration Jewel and Intuitive Leap, as well as the Quest Jewel. Then we craft our belt. Then I buy a bunch of gems, but I didn't put the clips in. We also got an Omniscience and craft Counterweight on there. Convert even more X into C. And now I basically buy all the gems, but I didn't put all the clips in here. If you don't believe me on that one, I can upload them, but like, yeah. Then we recrafted the Lightning Res on 2 of the pieces, since I had Lightning Res on all 3. converted one to cold and one to fire, so the resists are pretty much maxed out all. I think I'm still one off on the fire res, but that's just how it is. Now the gloves, we are going for a nerf here. A nerf has less than 1%, I think. And I guess we get decently lucky or unlucky. I have to spend 60 orbs. And I will hit it literally on the last one. So after I'm done voiceovering over all the gearing process, I will talk about the passive tree choices that I made, and yeah, put that chaos orb away there. Don't want to accidentally roll over our gloves. Shocks, no. Rage on hit. Getting all the rare stats, just not a nerf. Here I'm getting kinda annoyed. And literally on the last one, 2, 1, boom, a nerf. Perfect. Yep. And since I had some chaos left over, oh no, right, first the helmet. So I bought these for myself, right? 20 for 30C, no, different, other way around, 30 for 20C. That's the current market rate. I checked it before. Should still be the same. And we are going for lightning damage here, right, for these shocks. And there you go. And since I had 1x left over, we get the awakening. I'm pretty sure I got everything. It took me like 3 hours. It's crazy how hard buying gear is. Well, I think I have everything. Barely spent under 3x. Pretty much hit it spot on. Could buy an awakened edit cold in the end. Now I just have to redo my tree. Alright, so the tree is what I changed. It's not too different from the old one, so like my first iteration pretty much. The differences, I guess, are that we are using a Megalomaniac with the Blessed Rebirth. Because we have Blessed Rebirth, which has the line minions created recently cannot be damaged. Our skeletons cannot be damaged for 4 seconds, which is the reason why we don't need anomalous summon skeletons, but we can go for regular ones, and they are like 10C or 7C, I think. And we can get level 21 ones. Still have to get the anomalous minion speed, and then I don't need the less duration in here, and the reason for that is I have these 3 nodes that give 25% reduced duration. Oh, no, I just realized something. If you have the 9% cooldown recovery rate breakpoint, you don't even need a less duration at all. You can always get by without one, since you can just get the 99% reduced duration and then you're already at 200 milliseconds and good to go. If we look into POB, right, I got rid of the node here that I just had earlier, which is stupid. The skeletons are still fine. Very good. So I just saved myself a point, which we can spec into like this node for more damage and capping the resists. So is there anything else to say about the tree? I got the budget choices, which is these 2 nodes for resistances as well as resistance on there. Is there anything else? It's pretty much the old standard tree, which I would call it. The Balbala jewel that I have actually has 0 good nodes. They are all useless. Right. The reason why I went with the Omniscience even for the, well, I guess pretty low budget of 30x. Before I started buying everything, I just checked how much the hardbounds were, and I thought with like 6 or 7x combined, I thought I could make it work, and apparently I barely made it work, so yeah. For the Skin of the Lords, I obviously went with a budget version, right? We are using 3 green ones, so it's not too good. Hypothermia is one of the worst gems you can have. I'm also using an Inspiration, since there's no budget for an Empower. What else is there? That's pretty much it. Everything else should be pretty standard from what I said or from any guides that I have. Right, the Sigil of Power is the only difference, I guess. Someone argued that I don't really have it up all the time, and I guess he's kind of right. So if we put this to 0, then I guess we have 14 million real DPS. Why the DPS increased to like 16 million is because in the first POBs I didn't have the Sniper's Mark level, right? If I put this to level 1, then we lose 1 million DPS, but obviously we can have it at level 15 since the custom damage taken can still proc it. So yeah, I guess we have 14 million always, and if we are on a full Sigil of Power, then we have almost 17 million by now. This is with normal Righteous Fire, with Vaal Righteous Fire up, and Frenzy charges, which we also often have, we would actually already be at 22 million. I recorded the Twisted fight, which went pretty smooth, and then I recorded the last couple of waves of Simulacrum, which I almost cleared. I didn't quite clear it since it had really bad stats in the end, or really bad mods. And it was Hysteria Gate, where it's really hard to dodge attacks, but you can see so for yourself if you want. Alrighty, that's it from me. I'll leave you with the clips and some music now, and thanks for watching. Alright, so this is wave 30. This is pretty much impossible, I think. It's Hysteria Gate, which is by far the worst thing. It has reduced crit damage, monster have insane cold res, and it's double damage. Yeah, that's probably not gonna be possible, but we'll see. And yes, this is still the 30x budget version, like I showed before. Let's see. Maybe if I can separate them and deal with them each one at a time, I can do it. But only then. Come on, die. Alright, so these are pretty much impossible mods. Alright. Last life. Come on, dude, move down. Well, we can't dodge him up there, yeah. That's just not possible. Hysteria Gate is just bad. And again, this had insane resistances and monsters take less crit damage and reduced effect of ailments as well, and pretty much kind of pretty rough. This is 30x budget and I almost cleared wave 30 on the worst possible layout with insanely bad mods. So yeah.